Good, happy Saturday morning. It is Saturday, October 12th, 2024. I'm Riley King, and welcome to your Saturday morning edition of WRMK News 12. We have a jam-packed broadcast to get to on this Saturday morning, so let's begin right now. First up, Consumer Report looks at what's inside canned pumpkin. Let's take a look at that report from WMUR News 9.
Our country is counting on Bath Iron Works. 6,500 men and women building the most of
WMUR and Consumer Reports watching your money. A fall is in the air, and many people are reaching for recipes that include a can of pumpkin.
But as the experts at Consumer Reports reveal, you may not actually know what's in that can. Just like a jack-o'-lantern, some pumpkins can wear a disguise. There's a secret hiding in this can. You probably expect there to be pumpkin inside, right? But don't be scared. Instead, it's more likely to contain a variety of squash like these.
Even if the can says 100% pumpkin, it's probably a mix of pumpkin and other golden squash, which is actually denser and sweeter. The FDA has allowed it to be called pumpkin since 1938.
But this trick is still a treat. Honestly, you probably can't tell the difference because it's the spices you add, like cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, and cloves, that give your baked goods that delicious pumpkin spice flavor. And enjoying pumpkin is a good thing.
Whether it's fresh or canned, pumpkin and squash are super healthy. They're rich in antioxidants, and 1 cup has as much vitamin A as you need in a day or more.
And don't feel bad about choosing canned pumpkin over fresh. A cup of canned has twice as much fiber as fresh pumpkin, and it's loaded with iron. But whatever you do, don't confuse canned pumpkin with canned pumpkin pie mix. Pumpkin pie mix can have about 48 grams of added sugars per cup. And pumpkin doesn't just need to be for dessert.
Pumpkin can be a great addition to your morning smoothie. Drop in a few tablespoons with some Greek yogurt, a banana, a little milk, and some cinnamon. It's a healthy and delicious start to your day.
Delicious indeed. Maybe squash pie doesn't have the same appetizing ring as pumpkin pie, but it does taste just as good.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Very good information there. Granite Staters continue to help the southern states that got hit hard by the hurricane. Let's take a listen to that report from WMUR News 9.
Food and electricity are the major problems that people are still dealing with in South Carolina after Hurricane Helene. Volunteers like Pete Basselier of Milford are still stationed there.
Here in Greenwood County, which is home to some 60,000 people, of which many only got their power a day or two ago, we estimate that we will serve 2,000 lunch meals to the community.
David Lesser of Stoddard just returned home after a 2.5-week deployment that started in Florida. Then Helene took aim at the Carolinas.
We stayed there locked down during the storm, and then afterward assessed that it wasn't that bad. So then they asked a bunch of us if we would go to the Carolinas because all of a sudden that was much worse than Florida.
Lesser says areas of North Carolina were inaccessible for days.
They have infrastructure problems. They don't have roads that aren't there anymore. They have buildings that are gone.
Lesser says the Red Cross was already out in full force. Then Milton hit.
It was frightening. When we were all in the Carolinas watching the news, like, that can't be.
But Mother Nature doesn't mess around, and now the organization needs support.
They're desperate to have people, to stay longer, because when you have 3 things happening in short succession, they only have so many volunteers. And so when I left, they were like, if anybody can stay longer, please do.
Both volunteers say these communities are really just starting to rebuild and need all the help they can get. Live in the studio, Isabel Litters, WMUR News 9.
And so far, this is incredible. Generous WMUR viewers have donated more than $92,000 to the Red Cross relief efforts. If you can give, if you can help, Scan the QR code right there on your screen now using your smartphone. If you can also go online to do so, you can visit WMUR.com and then just go to WMUR, that is /Red Cross, or go to our WMUR app.
This is the world's first reusable cotton swab. It can remove up to 10 times more.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Exeter Hospital to eliminate specialized service for firefighters. Let's take a listen to that report from WMUR News 9.
And then this one will do our boots and helmets and air tags.
As Durham's fire chief, David Emanuel's #1 job is keeping his crew safe and healthy. And for more than 2 decades, a key step in doing that happened at Exeter Hospital, where his firefighters underwent specialized physicals every year to make sure they were up to the job.
We do a number of blood lab workups to screen for lead, any of the precancer, high cholesterol, any predetermining factors that can impact our health or performance.
Now that service is going away. Exeter Hospital planning to shut down its occupational health center, which includes both physical and mental health services for first responders. In a statement, the hospital spokesperson writing in part, quote, "We are committed to facilitating a smooth and flexible transition over the next few months and will be assisting clients in identifying alternative sites that provide similar services." This is the latest in a series of cuts planned for Exeter Hospital that also includes their ALS paramedics, podiatry, neurology, and others. The Durham fire chief says this kind of specialized care for his first responders isn't easily replaced.
A normal physician says, you're physically healthy to go to work. An occupational physician will say, well, you might not be able to pull that hose or lift that ladder or crawl on the ground.
Emanuel says that expertise has kept firefighters on the job, healthy, and alive. It's also helped him make decisions as chief in areas like personnel and training by giving him a department-wide view of ongoing health risks. The hospital plans to keep the occupational health center in place until the end of the current contracts. For Durham, that means their care will stop early this December.
I don't know where the break-even point is, but I know that to lose a service is a big deal for us.
In Durham, Ross Ketchke, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Now let's take a look at some national news. Major flooding continues in Florida as the death toll rises after Milton. Let's take a listen to that report from NBC News.
With floodwaters rising to dangerous levels.
Come over here, sir. You gotta come to me.
Tonight, urgent rescues near Tampa.
Got it.
Sheriff's deputies carrying this 91-year-old woman to safety after her home was surrounded by water.
This looks like a boat ramp. This is an entrance into a neighborhood. There's cars underwater. Some homes are completely underwater. All you see is the apex of the house.
Among those rescued, 135 disabled elderly residents who'd evacuated to this area, while on the opposite coast in Port Orange.
It looked like we were in the middle of a lake. Like there was water in every direction, as far as you could see.
Officials say hundreds of people have been rescued since Hurricane Milton roared ashore Wednesday night. The death toll from the storm has now risen to at least 17. More than 2 million homes and businesses remain without power. Even gas is still hard to find, with long lines at stations that have it. And some of the hardest hit communities are inaccessible.
This little stretch of land, there's a bay right here. On the other side, you can see Manasota Key. There is incredibly extensive damage there. Residents just want to get over and see what shape their property is in. It's the one thing they can't do right now.
With feet of sand and debris and crews trying to restore electricity, Charlotte County officials tell us it's not safe for anyone to be there right now.
It's numbing. It's been numb for the last 2 weeks.
Peter Hageman and Rod Nybert both live on the Key with their families and rent properties to vacationers.
This is everything I have in the world. So to lose all that, I lose my retirement, I lose my business, I lose my income, I lose my house. So
your entire life savings is wrapped up in those homes.
Yes.
Yes.
So many lives upended.
Is that not even your refrigerator in the water over your shoulder?
No, to be honest with you, most of this is not ours.
Like Charlotte Sow, whose restaurant Landy's has been hit by hurricanes 3 times in 5 years. She says she's committed to recovering and reopening again.
We just keep going, you know, we've been through 3 of these and a pandemic. We just keep coming back.
And Sam, we're 2 days on now. This flood threat is not over.
Oh, absolutely not, Lester. Right now, rivers that are at or above major flood stage, residents living nearby need to prepare to evacuate at any time. For so many communities, it's 48 to 72 hours more of standing by. Lester?
Okay, Sam. Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top story.
Okay, and there you go on that report. We're going to switch gears now, and let's go into weather. Meteorologist Matt Honing is saying a mild start to the weekend. Let's get that full weather forecast from him right now.
Well, it is a sunny start to the long holiday weekend. Plenty of sun today sends temperatures back into the 60s this afternoon. It will come with a gusty breeze. And after a pleasant start to the long holiday weekend, it does look like wet weather takes over starting tomorrow, along with cooler temperatures, highs only in the 50s Sunday, and then again on Columbus Day. So I'd say it's okay weather for leaf peeping. I think today is probably your best bet. Many of us seeing peak colors in central, northern, and western parts of the state. The only exception is the Great North Woods, where we're just a little bit past peak, but even at that, there's still lots of great color out there. Merrimack Valley points south and east. We'll call it moderate color this weekend. Peak conditions should arrive about a week or so from today. I am a little bit concerned that we will have some leaf drop today with some winds kicking up out of the west and northwest. We could see some gusts topping 30 to 35 miles per hour later on today. There is a weak weather system traversing through northern parts of the state this morning. Along with it, some scattered showers and downpours, and more clouds up north today will hold temperatures into the mid-50s. But farther south with more sunshine will be around 60 in the Lakes region over to Lebanon, low and mid-60s likely across much of southern New Hampshire. Tonight, temperatures drop back into the 30s to near 40 for many. It's clear early on, but clouds will start to overtake our skies late. That's ahead of our next weather system that arrives for Sunday. We may wake up to a couple of showers Sunday morning. As the day goes on, it looks like the chance of wet weather will steadily increase as periods of steady rain start to develop from southwest to northeast by the afternoon and evening hours. So it does look damp through much of Sunday night and Monday as well, looking fairly wet with periods of off and on rain as well as some embedded downpours not out of the question. In the extended forecast, the temperatures stay seasonably chilly for the mid part of October. That means overnight temperatures in the 30s much of next week. Daytime highs only in the 50s. A breezy stretch building in again on Tuesday. Could be a couple scattered showers as well, especially on Wednesday. Brighter skies and slightly milder air returns by late next week.
I don't think that Rusty would be here today if it wasn't.
And that is a look at your weather. And that is it for this Saturday morning edition of WRMK News 12. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of your Saturday. And I'll see you back here later on today for your evening newscast. Otherwise, have a fantastic Saturday and